Welcome to the Brunswick Group Therapy podcast with Lucas and Kimberlee.
All right.
All right.
We're live. Episode number 99.
Try something new.
We're going to talk about several businesses that are closing and opening and all kinds of stuff today. A lot of events, getting ready for Mother's Day. Oh, we're on the screen again. All right, so let's get going with the sign challenge is obviously over. Taylor Furniture had the last blow there. And we moved on to the ice bucket challenge for awareness of mental health.
You did a great job.
Well, a lot of businesses did a great job. Donut Land, I think all the coffee shops participated. A few other ones there, and I think there might still be some more on deck, but I think that's winding down as well.
Yeah. We had big plans and did that one. So next time.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about a business leaving us. Thirsty's Drive-Thru announced that they are closing. And they were the drive-thru halfway between Brunswick and Medina, actually closer to Brunswick, over by the, by Market 42.
Right.
So sad to see them go.
They gave it a go.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had a car wash right next door. I don't know if that was theirs or not, but that shuttered too. But it's time. Tomorrow's the day. Market 42. Market 42 has their grand opening finally.
Yeah.
And I saw their hours for Friday and Saturday night are till midnight. And I don't want anybody to think like the coffee place isn't going to be open till midnight. You know, the building will be, and some of the businesses will be. But don't go expecting the coffee place to be open at midnight or McGinty's bar to be open at 8 a.m. You know, they're still going to have their separate hours. But the whole place.
That's just going asking.
Yeah. They're all going to run on their own separate hours. You know, it doesn't make sense at all for a coffee shop to be open till midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I want crepes at 11 p.m.
Wow,
Some people do. But you know, we're going to talk about crepes at 11 p.m. a little bit later.
All right. Well, that's where we'll be at. Lucas and I will be there, along with probably a couple hundred of our closest friends.
Should be a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time a coming. It's been 84 years.
Right.
84 years. Another one working through the process is Chipotle at Laurel Square. They just submitted their detailed site plan, so they're moving right along. And then the McDonald's at Bennett's Corners is moving right along. That's north of Royalton. It's not Brunswick. Haven't heard anything about the McDonald's on, 303 and...
Marks and 303.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where that one is. But yeah, second Chipotle incoming.
Gotta have two of everything.
Or 7 coffee shops.
You sure about that?
Coming up on the agenda
You
for
sure
the 15th
about that?
of this month, May. There's another coffee shop looking to go in town. So in addition to the 6 we currently have that I can count off the top of my head, there's Culver's left a little space next to them for a business, and 7 Brew decided they want to come on into town. So
Is that where they're going to go?
Yep, right next to Culver's.
Where?
Well, that property goes back a little bit that they haven't developed, so I think it's a small building, just like Human Bean or Cool
Right.
Bean. Doesn't need a whole lot of space, so the city is caffeinated and pizzaed up. We are ready.
Come on, good sit down.
Yeah, I think
That's
we'll see
perfect.
those soon enough, but there's still some out parcels available around town. A couple at Brunswick Town Center.
Which town?
Yeah, there's still a couple
Yeah.
spots there.
Right.
What else we got going on here?
We have a new system for one that's no coffee. It's not fast food.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about it?
Top Level Gaming. It's a esports facility. It has their grand opening weekend, May 16th and 17th. That's for gamers, state-of-the-art facility for esports and competitive gaming. They do quite a bit of competitive type gaming with tournaments and stuff like that, from what I understand from their Facebook page. But that's going to be in Mark's Plaza over there on the side of that plaza. So
yeah, I mean we're always looking for something to do. So safe environment.
Yep.
Keep our eyes on that.
Yeah. Oh, you got to tell us about this.
Oh my goodness.
You've been working on this.
What's happening? We are going to have a community over on March 3rd. One more details are coming up. But I have 2 volunteers who are going to take over the project. And of course, Bedard, as always, is stepping up. And he said, I'll put the gardens in. I'll put till it and make it all nice and stuff like that. So hoping we can get it done. We're
Yeah.
So if not, we can clean up our part, right?
That's awesome. It's awesome.
So we're excited about that. I want to thank other when Sabrina, who are the 2 volunteers to take this over. So thanks, ladies.
Thank you. And moving right along, we got the Brunswick Hills Fire Academy. It's the Junior Fire Academy. So future firefighters and heroes will be able to try out firefighting. That's June 27th. It's over at Fire Station number 2 on Grafton Road from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Obviously, you do have to RSVP, but it is a free event. You just email pavel@brunswickhills.org to get more information on that. It looked like a lot of fun from previous stuff. Basic firefighting techniques, hands-on CPR, basic first aid, truck familiarization, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Indy does a great job with that. And giving the kids a little taste of what it's actually like to do that job. So look forward to doing that again.
Yeah.
Well, not me, but
right. Yeah, I won't be doing any firefighting, but
right.
the kids will get a kick out of it, and maybe something they want to do down the road. I think.
Maybe.
The Career Center has a paramedics class. I think. Do they have a firefighter class?
No, firefighter.
You could start as a paramedic, and Roger over at Houndstown took the week off, so I brought in Kelsey. May is National Water Safety Month, so I thought it'd be important to get her in here and just get a little information about water safety as we open up pools. I got a lot of sun this weekend, and I can't wait to get in somebody's pool. Lucas at BrunswickGroupTherapy.com if you want to have me over for a pool party. But right now, let's check out Kelsey over at Bat Studio.
Awesome.
Kelsey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, where you got your knowledge, and how you use it?
Yeah. So I started off actually doing ISR infant swimming resource for my daughter. When she was 9 months old, we put her through the program. It was important for us. My parents have a pool. My in-laws have a pool. There's a pond in our backyard, like all the things. So at 9 months old, we put her in, and just, I think about 2 years into her doing lessons, fell in love with it, decided to become an instructor. I was driving to Avon and Seven Hills for her lessons from Brunswick. So it was a commitment, and I wanted to bring it closer to this area as well. So
okay. Who's most susceptible to water safety and drowning?
Drownings affect kids the most, ages 1 to 4. As soon as they can crawl, as they can walk, the water is an immediate danger to them. And the most dangerous thing, it's the #1 cause of childhood deaths, unfortunately, is drowning. And it doesn't just mean pools. It can be, a puddle. As weird as that sounds, bathtubs for children under a year can be a danger. buckets of water that you're playing with. It can be as shallow as a few inches. If that child doesn't know how to navigate that sensation and that feeling, it can.
So start them off I remember taking swim lessons, but I think it wasn't until I was, third, fourth, or fifth grade.
Yes.
So start them off as young as possible.
Absolutely.
And you can teach them water safety at that young of an age.
My daughter, so our program, Infant Swimming Resource, we say usually 6 months to 6 years. I will never turn away a child. I actually had a 9-year-old autistic child in my session in January. So I'll never deny a child water safety at all, but for developmental reasons, for the skill, they have to be able to sit unassisted, which is around 6 months of age that the child knows to do that. So we start them that young, and when they're pre-walking, all they learn is just, if they're face down in the water, roll up to a float and get air and just stay there. The way we teach them through sensory motor learning, they learn really quickly, and we get them to a point where they will literally just wait. It's kind of funny watching a baby just like hang out like this with their head or their hands out, just chilling in the water.
And then they just know. Yeah,
they just know to wait until mom and dad come and get them, or someone finds them.
Yeah.
Come and get them. And then once they're walking, they learn the swim, float, swim. So swim, rest to float, and then swim again until they get to an edge or water. But still at that age, if need be, if they can't get to it, they still know to just float and wait for safety.
Okay.
So
what does drowning sound or look like? Like, what should parents be aware of? And
this is the thing people don't realize, because movies make it sound like this big splash and all this. It is silent. Okay. Drowning can happen in as little as 20 seconds, and it is quiet. I actually had a mom in one of my sessions when we were, our program, we simulate real life scenarios, stepping off of a step, falling in from the side, different scenarios like that. And she had the connection right then when she was watching him. She goes, I didn't even realize that you did that to him. I didn't even hear him go under. And I said, yeah, that's how quickly and that's how silent it is. It's not this big ordeal. It's just a child simply vertical in the water, and, maybe a hand up if they're tall enough or something, but yeah, you can't hear them.
Do you use any kind of devices when you're teaching swim?
So that is part of ours with the sensory motor learning. There's no, what are those? The paddle boards, boogie boards, anything like that. Nope. It's all just the child feeling it and how we touch the child, handle them, and our cues that way that kind of tell them what to do. Okay. And we teach them in a controlled environment. So we're there controlling everything around them as much as we can, but most of it. And for the most part, we're giving them a lot of support, and then slowly just the child learns to do it on its own.
Interesting.
So there's nothing there. That's what the parents are like, how do you, a 6-month-old, you can't tell a 6-month-old what to do. Right. It's just literally all by how we do it and our hand cues and everything like that.
And how long have you been doing this to learn this, sir?
I got certified. I finished my training in October of 2023. Started my first session at the Strongsville Rec Center in January of 2024. So I'm going on a year and a half now. Okay. And I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, starting my 7th session with these kids.
And you say sessions are how long, and how long does it go for?
Our program is 5 days a week we say 6 to 8 weeks. Some kids may take longer, but most of my kids are done within that 6-week time frame. And it's a 10-minute lesson, one-on-one with me. That child is my only concern for those 10 minutes, 5 days a week for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty important investment.
Yes, it's an investment, and that's one of the things we get a lot from parents is it's how much? And absolutely, it's an investment, but when you break it down, there's other traditional swim schools and stuff where your child may not learn these skills for 3-4 years. And how much money have you put in it at that point? So we are one of the only programs that can guarantee our child will have these skills and will be better equipped to handle the water environment within the 6-week time frame. All right. I drove 35-40 minutes one way, spent the money on my daughter, and it was the best. I would do it. I would pay even more money for it. it's well worth it.
And what else do you want parents to know about swim safety and pool water safety?
So as we go into summer, swim safety is not just, one thing. Flotation devices are actually a hindrance to the child, especially when it comes to the water. It gives the child a false sense of confidence. They're jumping in, they're having so much fun, they're by themselves, but 86% of drownings actually happen during non-swim times. So they're not supposed to be in the water.
Okay.
They're likely fully clothed, and they're maybe reaching in for a ball. Again, maybe they were playing and they just misstepped and fell in the water. But that's usually when it happens, when the parents don't have a life vest on them, don't have that blanket of security. And then at the same time, kids, when they are in the pool, they think they can do it because they don't make the connection that the life vest is what's keeping me safe. Okay. They just know, I'm in the water having fun, right. And I'm doing it by myself. So being with your child in the water, keeping flotation devices off of them until they're out of the water. Mm-hmm. Like you go to an ocean, you go on a boat. When do you put a life vest on in those situations?
Before you get in.
Before you're in, right? When you're on the boat in case something were to happen, not, oh, I'm going in the water, so I need to put my life vest on. It's in case I accidentally fall in. But for, over the years and stuff, like they've been marketed as a fun pool toy, a way to make it easier. And it's going to the pool with your kid is not, it's not a relaxing experience. It's not something, and I've heard it from the lifeguards and everything, that some parents just put their kid in with the life vest and walk away, and the water's not a babysitter.
Yeah.
And it's that false sense of security that makes it even more dangerous. It puts them, the drowning position is actually vertical. So the life vest, put them in that, allow them to tread water, allow them to get air above water in this position. Yeah. When really the safest position is horizontal with their head up. And especially little babies, the proportion of their body is so, their heads compared to their body, it makes them even more, they're just gonna go down. As the child grows, it gets easier to tread, but still within those first, 5 years of life or so, it's not the best for them. And they're gonna get tired. And if they don't know how to float, they can't get that rest to be able to do it. So flotation devices, you should be in the child with your water, holding them, keeping them in the shallow end, still with them, but if you have a zero entry or a shallow pool that they can stand in, that's great. But I've even had kids at Strongsville, they come across that rope. Have you ever been to the Strongsville pool? Mm-hmm. So they have a zero entry with the pirate ship, the famous pirate ship. And then the slide part, and there's a rope, but it slopes down for the slide. The amount of kids that walk past that and they don't realize the slope, and then they feel it, but they can't figure out how to get back. That's where a lot of them do. Things happen, or the lifeguards, blowing the whistle, going to get them, or telling the parents and stuff. So, just learning how to navigate all of that and get into that position. Water should be nerve-wracking for parents, in all honesty. And putting my daughter through the lessons and seeing all these parents, it gives you a sense of, no child's drown-proof at all, but it gives me a sense of calm, knowing that my daughter would know what to do in that instance if anything had ever happened.
It's probably one of the most popular things in the summer, but also one of the most dangerous.
Yes. Yeah. And I always encourage my parents too, if you have multiple kids, don't try to take 3 kids to the pool by yourself, especially unskilled. Yeah. It's just going to be, it's a lot. You're trying to divide up your attention and everything. But great alternatives are those splash pads. Costco's got the big, what are they called? Oh, there's one at Costco right now that it's called something really funny, but the big blow up inflatable slides, like stuff like that, a sprinkler will give your child just as much fun as going to a big pool. Yeah. So there's so many alternatives. I know the big pools are, fun for the adults especially, but it's not so much fun when you take your child.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share, or how can parents contact you if they would like more information? Or
if you want more information for ISR, there's 4 instructors here in Northeast Ohio. I am one of them. I teach out of Strongsville and Seven Hills. There's a instructor in Avon, and there's 2 instructors out in Amherst. Okay. And we go with neoisr.com is our website. You can get all of their links for everything. You can contact me through that as well through an inquiry. And then my email is just kelsey.schultz@infantswim.com. Okay. So I am fully booked. My sessions honestly book 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
So the time to get your child water ready is in the wintertime. Mm-hmm. Not, come January, if you're trying to look for lessons in the spring, summer, it's probably not going to happen. We're all booked already. But yeah.
Yeah. But as you open pools, be safe out there.
Yes.
Be cognizant of what's going on. It only takes 20 seconds.
Yeah, only takes 20 seconds. And having those layers. So ISR is one layer of protection. If you have a pool in your own backyard, if you're a pool owner, whether you have the children or not, having, door alarms, having a fence around the pool, making sure you're a responsible pool owner with making sure the fence is locked if no one's supposed to be in it, the cover's on if no one's supposed to be in it. Bringing the toys out of the pool because, kids are going to go, I want that ball. There's 5 million balls in this yard, but I want that one that's in the pool. Yeah. So making sure all the toys are out and making sure if there is, a pool party going on or something, that there is one adult specifically there to watch the children. Mm-hmm. They're under the supervision of them. Switch out every 15 minutes. No cell phone. The children in the pool are your only responsibility. Mm-hmm. And then switch that out so you can go get a break, go talk and do whatever. But so having all of those layers of protection and just ISR being another layer for that is very important.
Yeah, great information.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I appreciate you coming out today and sharing that information with our audience.
Thank you.
And take care.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Good job there. Wow.
Right.
Very nice.
A lot of information.
A lot of good information.
All right, let's get into things to do in the 212. What do we got?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
This new setup, I don't know.
All right. Off the first things first, we got Havana's Choice Cigar. They're having a poker tournament. It's Friday from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. It's a $100 buy-in. You'll get $3,000 in chips. Food voucher for the Cleveland Doghouse. Delicious. Wow. And there'll be cups and ice, etc. for use in their pavilion. It is BYOB, and it sounds like a really good time. Cigars also available.
Yeah. And then Island Troy's going to be Rap House. So we're looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
He has quite the following.
He does. Who doesn't love some good island music?
Right. So make sure you check them out. And that is going to be... Help me out.
7 till 10 Friday night.
I'm just going to sit this one out. Cluster.
All right, and then Saturday morning, the long-anticipated groundbreaking of the high school occurs at 10 a.m. The entire community is invited to that. It's going to be a good time. I heard the band is playing, and obviously breaking ground on the new high school, which is going to take quite a bit of time. Obviously it's a big building. It's going to take quite a bit of time to build, but it'll be ready in 2 years. 2 years? 2 years.
So two.
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah.
Fish.
And then later on that evening, live at Panini's is Backtrack. They play 90s and 2000 rock songs everyone remembers. It's a free show, and that's Saturday from 5 to 8. Now, Backtrack Band is playing at Panini's, but the next day, Backtracks with double X is playing at the Rec Center, the Brunswick Rec Center. Also another free show. It confused the heck out of me for a second. I'm like, those are not the same people? And then I was like, oh, well, that's not the same spelling. So.
And then on Saturday at 8:30, we have Fathers. Right?
Yeah.
Are you saying?
Yeah,
I guess. And that's over at Man's 30 p.m.
Yeah. I wonder if the Foo Fathers play Sweet Child of Mine.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Good
They should.
question.
Fathers and children.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Sunday at 10:30 a.m. is a bike blessing over at Faith Walk Church. So you can stop up there and have your bike blessed. That's by Righteous Riders 216. It's a nonprofit organization. Get some more information on that.
Stands for Powers.
Mhm.
Richard Powers is avid rider.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And later that day is the Backtracks concert at Brunswick Rec Center. That's at 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. So I mentioned it before. I just wanted to give you the date or not the date, the time.
Yeah. And then what else we got?
Also that evening from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. is Pete Lazard at Panini's playing music there, hopefully outside on the patio.
Who knows? It's been a wild week of weather.
Yeah, right. The wind, the rain, the alleged rain.
The alleged rain. So very exciting. Kelly's Cafe is celebrating 15 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can remember when she opened.
Who knew?
Right.
But anyways, this is the late night crepes I was talking about.
Cool.
They're going to be open till 1 minute after midnight.
All right, I gotta put that on my
Yeah. So,
agenda.
they're normally a morning, afternoon type place, but they're going to stay open all day on May 5th. And then starting May 7th, they'll be open till 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. So,
all the time I miss that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly.
So you will be able to have crepes for dinner.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then coming up on Thursday, May 8th at the Brunswick Rec Center, that's at 1 p.m., Medina County Senior and Adult Services is having a I Remember Mama, music by Mary Beth Ions. She plays beautiful violin music. You can bring a photo of your mom and add it to the display. There'll be a light refreshment by Avenue of Medina, and reservations are required. But just
Very
a
cool.
nice relaxing afternoon. That's at 1 p.m.
Yeah, great to remember your mom.
Thursday, May 8th. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving out a little bit, 21st from 5 to 7 at Filet. Stop in and it says calling all mine. Let's great with you and hang out with the ones that you view as superhero. So bringing in the kids are their favorite hero from 5 to 7. They may be some superhero guests there. Definitely games and prizes. Much gift just for mom. And again, that's at Brunswick Play, May 21st to 7.
Nice. Brunswick Chick-fil-A always puts on a great show.
They do some really interesting, like different things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's great.
Yep. And I want to remind you, everybody, about the Optimist Club's Fishing Derby. That's Saturday, May 10th. The rain date is May 17th, and the derby runs 8:30 a.m. till 11 a.m. It's a free, fun-filled morning with fishing and prizes, but pre-registration is required through the rec center. And tickets for the prizes will be handed out during check-in. Good stuff.
Very nice. There was some fishing this week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And somebody suggested don't eating the fish. I know some of the lakes are really friendly, right?
Yeah, I know some of the some of them are catch and release, but also food banks, really need to protect the food chain. They don't know how long the fish has been out, how it's been properly stored. I would suspect they would just pass on it. It's best if you're not going to eat it, it's best just toss it back in the lake and let it live for another day.
Yeah. And with the garden, once we did it up and growing fresh produce and stuff like that, the blessing boxes.
Yeah.
So.
Here's another Mother's Day special event. It's a Mom and Me paint class at Niners Diner. That's Wednesday, May 7th from 6 to 7:30, and the price includes 2 canvases for each of you to paint. It's a teacher-led class, and all the supplies are included. Tickets are $25 to $45, and that's done by Pickled Pineapple. So you can find them on their Facebook page, and then they have an Eventbrite to purchase tickets. And again, that's Wednesday, May 7th from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
All right, on Saturday 10, we have the Brunswick Lake Clean. So you're going to gather at 9 p.m. over at Beanies. And this is put on by City Council Vice Mayor Nick Hanel. And so you're just going to go around and clean trash around the lake, and park and stuff like that. There are people. Please be up here at 9:30 a.m. on the 10th.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Brunswick Lake is a Dora, so you can stop at Panini's first, pick up a adult beverage in a Dora cup, and you can wander around the lake and clean it up as you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. One last thing from Niners Diner. This is Sunday, May 11th, 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. They're going to have bottomless mimosas and mockmosas available for mothers during their Mother's Day brunch. Reservations can be made by emailing Tasha at ninersdiner.com.
Yeah. Couple other things. One thing was we wanted to remind everyone that we are doing blessing box. We'll never be over at Donut Land. It's installed by a first responder, Chuck Kelly and his link.
Mm-hmm.
And actually Sabrina is one of the two coordinators turning parts. So we appreciate them stepping here. And then the other work I last weekend I was over at Dollar Tree. Had my podcast budget one. And I have to give a shout out to Emma. Because she said her and her mom live every week. So we appreciate you, Emma. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Emma.
Tell your friends. What'd you say?
I said thanks, Emma and Emma's mom.
Yes, absolutely. It's so much fun, though. I don't throw eggs, but please say hi to me. You like me.
And that's it. That's all we got. Next week is episode 100.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Brunswick, that's going to do it for us. Next is episode 100, so we hope you'll come back and join us.
Take care, Brunswick. Have a great week. Bye. As always, I want to thank you for checking out the Brunswick Group Therapy podcast and for supporting local Brunswick area businesses. If you enjoyed your time, please check us out online at brunswickgrouptherapy.com, where you can continue the conversation with a voice message that may be featured on future podcast episodes or posts. You can also follow us on our Brunswick Group Therapy social media pages on both YouTube and Facebook. If you own or manage an area business and would like to be featured in an upcoming Brunswick Group Therapy podcast, please reach out to Kimberlee or I through any of our social media pages. We are passionate about supporting local, and it's the reason for this podcast.
Thank you for joining us for another therapy session. A reminder that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the participants and do not represent any business, group, employer, or organization. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.